All right. Hi, friends. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm super excited to be coming to you to share a little bit about chronic pain. That's fun. That's a fun topic. My name is Michelle Rose. I have actually been on my health journey, like the specific of really getting to root health and healing my body for 7 years now. And it's crazy to believe that it's been that long, but I'm just going to kind of jump into a snippet of my story, share a little bit about just my whole health in general, but how the chronic pain showed its face in my life. And then I'm going to turn over to one of my dear friends. So I actually have an autoimmune disorder that I was diagnosed when I was 15. And if you know anything about autoimmune, it is inflammation. The underlying thing that's happening in your body is inflammation. And so I I just have basically spent almost my entire life dealing with that inflammation piece. And when we're talking about inflammation, pain is inflammation. They go hand in hand. I didn't actually notice my pain or my inflammation for a good handful of years after I was diagnosed. All of my issues were very much centered in my digestion issues because I have a digestion autoimmune disorder. But what actually caused my autoimmune disorder was cystic acne. And if you know what cystic acne is, it's an inflammation response of your body as well. So while I didn't necessarily feel the chronic pain piece, I had inflammation in my body and the autoimmune. When I was in college, was a collegiate athlete. I'm a runner, and I ended up with a back injury. And I actually had to sit a season out because of my back injury. And I was doing physical therapy, rehab, all kinds of things. And while it seemed to get better, it never went away. And so this back injury just kept plaguing me for years and years and years. And I actually became a certified exercise physiologist. I was working as a personal trainer. I had done lots of PT things. I knew all the things to do. I was doing all of the things, and I was still suffering. I don't even want to say struggling. I was suffering from this pain. And if you have ever experienced back pain, it's brutal. It is awful. And I always had like it was basically kind of like this, a little container, and it was my cocktail, ibuprofen and Aleve that I would take everywhere, and I would mix the two. I don't know if you're even supposed to do that. I just did it. And I would pop them all the time because I was always in pain. I also had a heating pad out all the time. And the heating pad was half for my stomach and the bloating and the pain that I went through in my stomach, and half for my back. And then I was taking baths and hot showers and all of the things because I was always in pain. And then, like, on top of that, I didn't realize this until it was no longer a thing. But in my early 20s, I legit felt like an 80-year-old when I got out of bed every morning. I remember being a collegiate athlete, getting up at butt crack of dawn to practice and feeling like I was literally running through the mud. I always just felt so heavy and tight and achy. And what I have realized since then is that was the inflammation in my body. Like, I didn't necessarily feel like pain, but that inflammation was showing up to just like weigh myself down, was kind of how it would always show up. I had that chronic pain of like my back always hurt. There was always something going on, but it was just the heaviness that really got to me. And I didn't figure out what it was until I was like, I don't get out of bed feeling like an 80-year-old anymore. That is awesome. So I started these miraculous products. I'm going to just kind of say they're miraculous. And I remember one day all of a sudden going, my back doesn't hurt anymore. And you guys, I was a new mom. I was a very sick new mom that was struggling to just get off the couch every day because of, not necessarily because of my back pain or that, but all of my health issues. Like, they just piled on top of each other. And it was just like, I wasn't doing my exercises. I actually wasn't popping the pain meds because I was breastfeeding and I didn't want to do that. I was legit just suffering through it all. And all of a sudden I was like, what? I didn't do anything. How did it go away by not helping it, by not trying to fix it? And I realized it was the products. My inflammation had gone down, and my chronic back injury actually wasn't a back injury. My body was just so inflamed that that's what was showing up. That's where it was producing. So that's like a snippet of what I went through. I pop out of bed as a 35-year-old feeling like a 20-year-old every morning, which is great. I don't feel achy. I can go for runs early. I'm still not a morning person, so you're not going to see me up running at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, but I can get up in the morning and go for a run now, which is something I couldn't do as like an 18, 19-year-old, which is insane. Like, how is that even possible? So products have super changed my life. I am so thankful. The heating pad is no longer in existence in my life. I don't own a single medication. There's not a single medication in my house. There's no Tylenol, there's no ibuprofen, there's no Dimetap, there's nothing. We're all natural over here. So it's been amazing. I'm going to turn it over to Kayla because she has some severe chronic pain to share with you.
Unfortunately. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Michelle, thank you for inviting me. So I'm Kayla, and just to give kind of a brief rundown, when I turned 30 years old, my health went from being up here to way down here, literally overnight. Every system in my body was affected. I was having seizures. I was having heart issues, blood pressure issues. Both of them were running so low. I was constantly passing out. Wasn't able to eat. I was in constant pain, extremely sick to my stomach. Every time I would eat, I just literally could not keep anything down. Dealing with, again, massive amounts of pain. So with that, I started going through all of this testing, and it was literally one diagnosis after another. We discovered that I had scoliosis, that I had degenerative disc disease with 3 bulging discs at 3 different levels. One of them was in my low back, which was compressing a nerve root. So then, created some nerve pain, some nerve weakness, degenerative stuff going on there, fibromyalgia, some other neuropathy issues. I was diagnosed with hypotension, bradycardia with bouts of tachycardia, unspecified seizure disorder. I was on 21 different prescription medications. I wasn't able to work. I literally had a full-time job of going to the doctor. Some days I would have 4 or 5 appointments at a time, constant tests, hospital stays, did everything I possibly could to avoid back surgery and just learn to tolerate that pain and all that. So we ended up doing injections for about 6 weeks. So we did them about every 6 weeks for about 1.5 years, trying to alleviate some of that pain, some of that inflammation. We did some nerve blocks. I mean, just on and on and on. No results. Eventually they said, okay, we're going to send you to consult with a surgeon. I was told, yeah, we can help you. I was totally oblivious. I had no idea. So I was like, yes, I am in such horrible pain. Fix me. So we did a total disc replacement, and that didn't help. So I ended up in a second surgery. That didn't help. Ended up in a third surgery, and then ended up with a massive infection that got all the way down to the bone and into my bloodstream, and ended up with a PICC line and IV antibiotics for 6 weeks after that. And all of this while I was dealing with stuff in my personal life too. So, it was a nightmare. So to live through this, you said it best. I was suffering through it. That's the only way you can put it is, I was suffering through it every single day. Some days I couldn't get out of bed. I was sitting there like completely miserable. I couldn't even sit up to do anything. So, 4 back surgeries later, and I ended up getting in contact with you, and I was completely desperate and said, I need help. I'm having all these side effects. The medications are horrible. So we ended up starting with the Gut Health Advanced, and we added in the Nerve and the Ease. And I think it was maybe within 6 days, I messaged you and I was like, hey, I'm starting to notice this. I'm sleeping a little bit better. My pain has decreased. I mean, it was insane. And I noticed the more consistent I was, the better it got. So a year and a half later, here I am still using Plexus, and I am now down to 1 prescription medication from 21. I'm able to go out and walk. I'm able to do activities again. I'm on a normal sleep schedule. That pain and inflammation has pretty much been non-existent, specifically the last few months. It's been almost a year solid since I've had to take a prescription pain medication. So that's my
insane.
story.
That is insane. And the one prescription you're on is also has nothing to do with pain.
Nope, nothing. It's all because I got an infection that dang near killed me.
And we don't want that. We like you.
Nope.
We want you to
And
stick
we're
around
working on getting rid of that one as well.
We're working on it. Okay,
Yeah.
so I wanted to quickly go over just a few of the products that are kind of staples for us when it comes to chronic pain, inflammation. So one of my first favorite ones is our pink drink. These are super cool. Are you still sipping on yours? Kayla's got hers in hand all mixed up. She's double fisting. So this little guy, all you do, I love the little packets because they're easy to go. You just mix it in your water, you shake it up in your water, and you drink it once a day. This helps balance your blood sugar. Your blood sugar is your master hormone. Our hormones drive all the systems of our body. Okay. And since it's our master hormone, it has an effect on every system of our body. And one of the big things that it does is inflammation. It either causes inflammation or it can help reduce inflammation. If you have balanced blood sugar, it's going to help reduce your inflammation. If your blood sugar is all over the place and you're like, if you look at people that have diabetes, that's the easiest place to look when it comes to like what health issues are caused by blood sugar issues. Diabetics have a laundry list of them. A lot of the times they're very puffy. If you are puffy, you have inflammation in your body. Okay. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm fat. No, actually you have inflammation in your body. So, supporting, reducing your inflammation. This also helps with gut health. Your gut has an effect on every system of your body as well. There's not a single area of your body that is not affected by your gut. It's crazy. So this helps support healthy gut. That's a huge thing that we do. Healthy gut leads to a healthy life. And so we have a couple other products that I always recommend when it comes to chronic pain to help with the gut side of things. And this is actually where I started. I really truly started with just this and 2 other gut healing products. And that was kind of like the big thing for me to go from chronic pain to not. I'm going to share a couple other products. I do take one of these every single day now because I went from like chronic pain, but I still have an autoimmune disorder. So I'm still, one of the biggest things for helping heal my autoimmune disorder is making sure my inflammation is down as much as possible. I don't have the chronic pain, but there's still some inflammation because my autoimmune disorder is not in remission yet. We're getting close. We're getting really close. I'm super excited. But this guy is one of my absolute favorite products. It's called Ease. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. There's 4 different anti-inflammatory properties or ingredients in it. One of them is turmeric. Most people know about turmeric. It's a popular one. What most people don't realize is turmeric is fat soluble. What that means is you must take a fat source with it in order for that to be absorbed. And for the turmeric to be absorbed into your system and not just like pee it out, you have to have a fat source with it. So all of those turmeric that you see on the shelves and you're paying lots of money for and popping all the pills or drinking the liquid, they don't have a fat source in them. And so unless you're taking some other supplement or something with it, you're paying a lot of money for really expensive pee. That's what most supplements are, you guys. And that's why I love what we have, because it's not expensive pee or poop. Either way. Um, so this, one of the anti-inflammatory ingredients in here, besides your turmeric, is one of the fattiest sources on the planet, which also happens to be an omega. Omegas are also anti-inflammatory. So that's something that's really cool. And then there's two other in here. And this is, I call this ibuprofen on crack, because it is like, it's natural, which is awesome. This is my new drug cocktail. I told you about the one I used to take with like ibuprofen and Aleve. No, it's this now. This is just like, it's a miracle in a bottle, and you also can't overdose on it. So, and I don't have to worry about my liver or my stomach lining or anything like that. I take this every day, and then when I need a little bit more, I can take a little bit more, and there's no problem with it. So this guy is phenomenal. This next one. So I don't personally have a story with this product, because it's called Nerve. It is a nerve product. It helps regenerate nerve cells and reduce nerve pain. So I didn't have nerve issues. Mine was purely inflammatory. Kayla, however, has the nerve side of things. So she has used Nerve. She's had great results. My husband has had Nerve. It's helped. My husband used to have like his toes. He was always complaining about his toes hurting. He's like, my toes tingle. They hurt. I'm like, you're weird. I don't know what you're talking about. But he started about this, and he doesn't have toe issues anymore.
Yep.
I don't know. I think he's weird.
I can attest to that.
So this helps regenerate nerve cells and reduce nerve pain. So I do have one of my absolute favorite stories to ever exist. I asked one of my dear friends to share. He unfortunately was not able to be on with us today. He has the most incredible story. I truly feel like this was God sending us a miracle, but I gave him this product a handful of years ago. And at the time, he was about 5 years into living in a hospital bed in his house. He had been through, I think it was 10 spine surgeries at that point in time. He had been in I guess he's retired from the military. He was military. Had been in an accident in the desert, and then he came home and he was in a really bad car accident. So he had severe back injuries, fused vertebrae, rod in his spine, all of that. When we talk about chronic pain, Kayla was on 21 meds. He was on over 40. Like it was severe. He had no quality of life. I gave him this, and 4 days later, he called me walking off the golf course after playing 18 holes of golf. Miracle. I'm still putting that to miracle, but that's how incredible this product can be. I have literally seen it work a miracle. So this guy typically takes longer than 4 days to work, but hey, when you have that much nerve pain and all of a sudden it's gone.
Yep.
Thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So these are 3 of my favorite products. I do. There are the 2 other gut health ones that I mentioned that we can share with you guys if you're interested in what those would look like. But this is a base. And something really cool about this month in April, the Ease is a free product that you receive with your order. And I love that, because I feel like everyone needs that product. We all live with some kind of level of inflammation in our body. And so starting out with getting that inflammation down helps with every health issue you could ever think of. Like I love it to help with my sleep even. So it's one of those, like, I feel like it's a cure-all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that was a snippet about the products. We shared our story. If you have any questions, please get with the person that sent you this video or invited you on, and they can help answer those questions. Also, if you know you have someone in your life that is dealing with chronic pain, chronic health issues, please don't let them sit in that space. If you know that and have something that could bless them, that could help them have a better quality of life, you should share it with them. And that's what we do. That's why we're so passionate about what we do, is not only has it saved, I honestly always, and Kayla just shared her story, it saved my life.
Yep, absolutely.
Like we are so passionate about helping others, and your friend, whoever, you might not be in as hard of a space as we were, but we don't want you to end up in that space either. So we want to help you before that rock bottom hits, before you're literally in your bed crying because you don't know if you're going to make it to tomorrow. It's not worth it.
No.
So thank you so much for spending some of your time with us tonight. We appreciate it and hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, friend.